Use the graph to answer questions 12 and 13. Now, you have two cabs. You have a blue cab and a yellow cab. So, this is black and white, but just to make it easier, I'm going to shade this one blue, just so I know when I'm looking at it later, this is the blue cab. Okay? Alright. It says complete the statement with the following word choices. So it says on both graphs, the plotted points fall in a line that is blank from left to right. So if we read this from left to right, okay, if we look at our choices, the only two that would make sense is falling or rising. And you might say, well, what about increasing? Okay, but that's not one of them. Increase is one of them, but not increasing. So that can't be the word. Okay? So it says that the plotted points fall in a line that is, are these points falling would be going down, rising would be going up. And these are rising, they're going up. Okay? So we're going to put rising here. I'm going to put E. And underneath that, I'm just going to go ahead and write rising. Okay? Just so we can read this to make sure it makes sense. On both graphs, the plotted points fall in a line that is rising from left to right. The shapes of both graphs show a steady blank in cost. Okay? So, a steady more in cost? That doesn't sound right. A steady decrease in cost? Well, they're not decreasing. A steady falling in cost? They're not falling. They're not going down. Nothing's going down. A steady increase in cost? And that sounds right. Okay? Because as these are going up, so is your cost. Okay? So we're going to say D for increase. Okay? And it says, so the shape of the graph show a steady increase in the cost of the cab rides as the number of miles increase. So as the miles increase, the cost is increasing. The yellow cab has a blank starting fee, but charges blank per mile. So here's the yellow cab. Its starting fee is lower than this starting fee. So it has a lower starting fee. Now you might say, what about less? Well, yellow cab has a less starting fee. That doesn't make sense. Okay, so it has a lower starting fee, but charges blank per mile than the blue cab. And since it grows faster and overtakes the blue cab, that means it has it has a higher cost per mile. Okay, so they charge more than the blue cab. So A. So let's just read this to make sure it makes sense. On both graphs, the plotted points fall in a line that is rising from left to right. The shape of both graphs show a steady increase in the cost of the cab rides as the number of miles increase. The yellow cab has a lower starting fee, but charges more per mile than the blue cab. All right, to answer 13, you're going to have to use your graph, okay? So it says, riding 10 miles in a yellow cab would cost you what? All right, so here's 10. Here's 10 miles. Okay? All right, remember this was the blue one. So the yellow one's up here. And if we keep extending this, it's about 20. So the yellow is about 20, which would be H. Okay, and that's $20. The blue one is right here, which is $14, which is F. Okay. All right, the last two, it says you can ride about blank number of miles in a yellow cab for $7. So we're going to go over here and find $7 on the cost, which is right here, and go over. So there's the blue cab. Here's the yellow cab. The yellow cab's about $3 and the blue cab's about $2. So now we can answer it. The yellow cab was about $3. Or sorry, not 3 miles. The yellow cab was about 3 miles, and the blue cab was about 2. And all we did is just look at the different axes.